Hello students, good day all. Today in this session, we are going to learn a new chapter, chapter number 14, oscillations. Here, introduction, periodic and oscillatory motion, and what is simple harmonic motion, the Fourier analysis, this and all, we are going to see one by one. Yes students. See, in our daily life, we come across various kinds of motion. So you have already learnt about some motions that we can say, example like rectilinear motion and motion of the projectile. These and all we have already studied in the previous chapters. So actually both these motions are non-repetitive motion, right? So we have also learnt about uniform circular motion and the orbital motion of planets in the solar system. In these cases, we can say the motion is repeated after a certain intervals of time period. See, that means it is a periodic motion. And examples of some such periodic motion, we can say, if suppose it is a to and fro motion around a boat, if suppose it tossing up or down in the river, which we can say that is example of periodic motion, or a piston in a steam, in the steam engine, that maybe it is going to and fro or back and forth, that term we can say, back and forth, that example which we can call it as, we can give for the periodic motion. See, this motion is termed as oscillatory motion. See, actually here in this chapter, we are going to study about this motion, oscillatory motion. The study of oscillatory motion is the basic to the physics, and its concepts, the concepts are which is required to the understanding of the physical phenomenon which is related to that of the musical instruments like the sitar or maybe the guitar. These are also vibratory, like it's a frequency, it's a vibratory. The vibration will be like is a regular intervals of motion, right? This actually come across vibrating strings that produces a pleasant sound. And the membranes in drum and this trumpet, and that example we can say in the telephone and the speaker system and all, it is getting vibrated. So you may feel that, is it right? That it will be like a to and fro motion. So their mean positions will be like a to and fro. It's a regular intervals of the frequency. The frequency, it's the same one, it will come. So this description will give the clear the idea for the periodic motion in general and oscillatory motion. In particularly, we can say that it requires some fundamental concepts, that period, frequency, the displacement, amplitude and the pace. These and all these terms we are going to explain and how it is related to that like oscillatory motion we'll see. And also these concepts are developing that, and it has the interlinked with this oscillation what we are going to see this chapter and with the waves, the upcoming chapter. Elaborately we'll see, children, right? Yes students. Now we'll see the difference between the periodic motion versus the oscillatory motion. See, the oscillatory motion should be a necessary of the periodic. That means it has to be the repeated at the regular interval. Versus the periodic motion always need not to be oscillatory. For example, if you are seeing means the earth which completes one revolution, right? That is it should not be like a to and fro motion. Motion is a periodic but not the oscillatory. But here see this example of the oscillatory. If suppose a load, the load which is attached to the spring that executes the oscillatory motion, that is a to and fro motion, right? So this you can know now clearly about the differences between what is periodic motion and the oscillatory motion, how the oscillatory motion should necessarily a periodic motion, but versus the periodic motion need not to be oscillatory at all the motion, every motion, right? So periodic functions and Fourier analysis. Now, the periodic function. Any function that repeats itself, that we know that it's regular intervals of period, that is a periodic motion, right? Now, the function, we have written here the function that is f of theta. If suppose it is satisfying this condition of f of theta plus t, which is equal to f of theta. So this will indicate the value of the function f, which remains when the argument, if suppose, may be increased or maybe it is decreased by, suppose we are doing the integral function, right? The integral multiple of this t for all the values of this theta. See, a function of f, if suppose it is satisfying this property, this we can call it as the periodic function, right? And we are taking that example of the trigonometric function. The trigonometric function that like we have taken that here sine theta and cos theta. See this periodic with the period of 2 pi radian. 2 pi radian if you have taken means sine theta plus 2 pi, that is equal to sine theta. And also cos theta plus 2 pi, which is equal to cos theta, right? If the independent variant, the theta, that stands for some dimensional quantity such that we have taken that small t, right? As we have taken that construct the periodic functions with the period of this t, then f1, if suppose we have taken this function of t, f1 of t which is equal to sine 2 pi t by capital T. And for g1, the another quantity we have taken, g1t which is equal to cos 2 pi t by t. Now we'll go with the Fourier series and the Fourier theorem. You're all familiar with math, right? What this theorem is, the statement says, any arbitrary function f of t with the capital T, right? It will be expressed as the unique combination of the sine and the cosine function, right? You have to take sine and the cosine functions, and we have taken the functions as f1 of t or n number of function series that you have taken means fn of t and gn of t, right? With the suitable coefficients we can take. We'll express this as f of t which is equal to b naught plus b1 of cos 2 pi t by t plus b2 cos 4tt by t, like a number of series it will be go. In the same way we can write that f of t which is equal to b naught summation of, because of a number of series we have taken here, so that summation of n bn cos n omega t plus for that another that constant we have taken for that a. So this a also we have taken till a number of series. So that summation of n sine n omega t. So this omega which is equal to 2 pi by t, right? So this we can say that the Fourier coefficients, and this analysis, this mathematical method, we can call this as a Fourier analysis. So if you know this function and the periodic function with the Fourier analysis, then only we can move on to that periodic, harmonic and the non-harmonic function. Periodic, harmonic and non-periodic functions. If I've taken here, see, we know that any function that repeats itself at regular intervals of the arrangement, we can call it as a periodic function, right? So we have taken here the sine and the cosine functions are periodic. See the diagrammatical representation. This will show that how the functions varying with the time, right? Obviously, you have to know about this. This sine omega t as we have already explained about the Fourier theorem and the periodic functions, from that, f of t which is equal to sine omega t, which is equal to sine 2 pi t by capital T. Same g of t which is equal to cos function. Here obviously we have taken these functions which is varying from maximum value from +1 to -1. That passing through 0 in between, right? So this function that is representing that the harmonic function. So the harmonic function which shows from +1 to -1 is passing through in between 0. It is going in the proper vibratory, right? So this with the functions of sine and the cosine, this curve. And whereas you are seeing this side, that will show the non-harmonic function. See, all harmonic functions are necessarily, it has to be a periodic. But all periodic functions, we cannot say that it is not a harmonic one. It may be like a non-harmonic function. See the first diagram. See, observe all three diagram. This will show you and gives the periodic functions which cannot be represented by the single sine or the cosine function, that are called non-harmonic functions. See, any non-harmonic periodic function that can be constructed in this way. So this will give the example of non-periodic functions, right? Right. Some important terms which is related with the simple harmonic motion. So one by one we'll see. This is a harmonic oscillator. So this harmonic oscillator, which is a particle executing a simple harmonic motion, which is called harmonic oscillator. Displacement. So the distance of the oscillating particle from its mean position at any instant, which we can call it as a displacement. The amplitude, which is the maximum displacement of the oscillating particle on either side of the mean position. So that we can call it as amplitude, and this is denoted by letter A, right? And the oscillation or one cycle. That we can say one complete back and forth motion of a particle which is standing and ending at the same point as one oscillation or one cycle. We can denote it by that. The time period, capital T, we can denote it by that, which is the time taken by a particle to complete one oscillation, that we can take as time period T. The frequency, the number of oscillations which is completed per unit time by the particle, which call it as frequency, that is V, which is equal to 1 by T, right? V, which is equal to 1 by T, right? The frequency. Yes, students. So far we have learned about what is periodic motion, what is oscillatory motion, how the periodic motion versus the oscillatory motion is getting different, the examples, and the related terms with the simple harmonic motion, and how simple harmonic motion is related with and the Fourier series, Fourier analysis, this and all we have learned elaborately. Hope you people understood. Thank you, students.